The house stood alone, dark and ominous. People said it was haunted. The windows, like empty eyes, stared out at Willow Street. No one dared to go near. Except for Max, Lily and Jake. They loved a good scare. One breezy afternoon, the friends found themselves at the edge of the property. The old house seemed to watch them. Its silence was both inviting and unsettling. "Do you think it's really haunted?" Lily asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Jake, always trying to act brave, scoffed. "Haunted by squirrels, maybe." Max, the most daring of the three, had an idea. "Let's go inside," he whispered, eyes gleaming with mischief. Lily shivered. "No way, it's creepy." Jake, trying to hide his own fear, nudged Max. "Yeah, what if the rumors are true?" But Max was already moving towards the house. "Scared?" Max challenged, a smirk playing on his lips. Jake and Lily exchanged nervous glances. They couldn't let Max think they were scared. The front door creaked open as if inviting them in, the sound echoing through the empty halls like a ghostly welcome. The musty smell of decay hit their nostrils, a pungent reminder of the house's long abandonment and the secrets it held within its walls. Dust particles danced in the faint sunlight that struggled to penetrate the gloom, creating an almost magical yet eerie atmosphere. Lily swore she heard a whisper, a name, hers. The sound was so faint it was almost as if the house itself was calling out to her. She grabbed Jake's arm, her fingers digging into his sleeve. "Did you hear that?" she whispered, her voice trembling with fear and uncertainty. Jake shook his head, his eyes darting around the room, trying to find the source of her fear. "It's just the wind, Lily. Relax," he said, though his voice lacked conviction. But he couldn't shake the feeling that they weren't alone, that something unseen was watching them from the shadows. Max, already halfway up the creaking staircase, laughed, his voice breaking the tension. "Come on, slowpokes! The attic is this way!" he called out, his voice filled with a mix of excitement and impatience. His voice echoed in the stillness of the house, bouncing off the walls and adding to the eerie atmosphere that surrounded them. The attic door was locked. A heavy padlock held it shut, its rusted surface a testament to years of neglect and mystery. "Now what?" Jake asked, his voice echoing in the dusty silence, the air thick with the scent of old wood and forgotten memories. Lily shivered, feeling a cold draft that seemed to whisper secrets from the past, sending chills down her spine. Max, never one to back down from a challenge, grinned. His eyes sparkled with determination, a stark contrast to the eerie surroundings. "We find another way in," he declared, already scanning the hallway for an alternative route, his mind racing with possibilities. They found a loose floorboard in a nearby room, its edges worn from years of being stepped on. Beneath it, an old, rusty key lay hidden, covered in dust and cobwebs, as if it had been waiting for them all this time. It had to be the key to the attic, the one that would unlock the secrets they sought. With trembling hands, Lily took the key and approached the attic door, her breath quickening with each step. Her heart pounded in her chest, a drumbeat of anticipation and fear. What would they find on the other side? The question hung in the air, heavy with the weight of the unknown. The attic was dark and dusty, cobwebs hung from every corner. But as their eyes adjusted, they noticed something strange, a dollhouse. The dollhouse was an exact replica of the house they were in. Every detail, from the creaky porch swing to the overgrown rose bushes, was perfectly recreated. As Lily leaned closer, she noticed something even stranger. One of the tiny figures inside the dollhouse moved. It turned its head and looked directly at her. Terror gripped her heart. She screamed, backing away from the dollhouse. The other two stared in disbelief as the figure in the dollhouse continued to move. Suddenly, the attic door slammed shut with a deafening bang. They were plunged into an impenetrable darkness, the kind that makes you feel like you're suffocating. Lily screamed again, her voice echoing eerily in the confined space, bouncing off the walls and amplifying her terror. Then silence, a heavy, oppressive silence that seemed to press down on them. Lily fumbled desperately for her phone, her fingers trembling uncontrollably. She finally managed to turn on the flashlight, its beam cutting through the darkness and illuminating the dusty, forgotten corners of the attic. There, in the middle of the room, stood a little girl, clutching a doll that looked exactly like the one that had moved in the dollhouse earlier. The resemblance was uncanny. She smiled, a mischievous glint in her eye that sent shivers down their spines. "Hi," the girl said, her voice sweet and childlike, yet carrying an unsettling undertone. "Do you want to play with me?" she asked, her tone innocent but her eyes betraying something far more sinister. Lily, Jake and Max stared at her, their blood turning to ice, their minds racing to comprehend the surreal situation. This was not a dream, this was real. The nightmare they had feared was unfolding right before their eyes, and there was no waking up from it.